What's up guys, welcome back my YouTube channel. I will telling about the 1968 quarter dollar from the United States. May look like an ordinary coin, but it carries a powerful story of economic change, government decisions, and a turning point in American history. At first glance, it appears similar to other quarters, featuring the familiar face of George Washington, yet its true significance lies beneath its surface. To understand the importance of the 1968 quarter, it is necessary to go back several decades. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, designed by John Flanagan to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. For many years, these coins were made from 90% silver, giving them both monetary and intrinsic value. People not only used them in everyday transactions but also recognized their worth as precious metal. By the early 1960s, however, the situation began to change. The price of silver started rising rapidly in global markets, and this created a serious problem for the U.S. economy. Coins that once circulated freely were suddenly being hoarded by the public. Many individuals realized that the silver content in these coins was becoming more valuable than the coin's face value. As a result, coins began to disappear from circulation, leading to a nationwide shortage. This shortage affected daily life in unexpected ways. Businesses struggled to provide change, vending machines became harder to operate, and banks found it difficult to maintain adequate supplies of coins. The government needed a solution, and it needed one quickly. In response, the U.S. government passed the Coinage Act of 1965, a major piece of legislation that permanently changed the composition of American coinage. This law removed silver from dimes and quarters entirely and reduced the silver content in half dollars. Instead of silver, quarters would now be made from a copper core coated with a nickel alloy, a combination known as clad coinage. The 1968 quarter was one of the early results of this transformation. By this time, the new clad composition had been fully adopted, and the U.S. Mint was producing coins that looked similar to their predecessors but were fundamentally different in material. This change allowed the government to produce coins more cheaply and in larger quantities, effectively solving the coin shortage problem. Another notable feature of the 1968 quarter is the return of mint marks. From 1965 through 1967, mint marks had been removed from coins in an effort to discourage collecting and hoarding. Officials believed that removing these identifiers would make coins less attractive to collectors and keep them in circulation. However, by 1968, this policy was reversed, and mint marks once again appeared on U.S. coins. These mint marks indicate where a coin was produced. In 1968, quarters were struck at multiple facilities, including the San Francisco Mint and others. Coins from San Francisco often carried an S mint mark and were frequently produced as proof coins, which are specially made for collectors. These proof coins are known for their sharp details and mirror-like surfaces, making them highly desirable among numismatists. The design of the 1968 quarter remained consistent with earlier Washington quarters. On the front, or obverse, is a left-facing portrait of George Washington. The word liberty appears above his head, while the phrase "In God We Trust" is placed to the left of the portrait. The year 1968 is displayed at the bottom, marking the coin's place in history. On the reverse side, the coin features a detailed image of an eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation. Beneath the arrows are olive branches, representing peace. Surrounding this central image are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "Quarter Dollar." This design, simple yet powerful, reflects the values and identity of the nation during that time. While the 1968 quarter may not contain silver, its historical importance cannot be overlooked. It represents a shift from commodity-based currency to fiat-based currency, where money derives its value from government backing rather than the material it is made from. This transition allowed for greater flexibility in monetary policy and helped stabilize the economy during a period of change. For collectors today, the value of a 1968 quarter depends largely on its condition and rarity. Most circulated examples are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, coins in uncirculated condition, as well as proof versions from San Francisco, can be worth more. Additionally, coins with minting errors, such as double strikes or off-center designs, can be especially valuable and sought after. The 1968 quarter also serves as a reminder of how everyday objects can reflect broader historical trends. It stands at the crossroads between two eras, the age of silver coinage and the modern era of clad coins. Just a few decades later, the United States would introduce new designs through programs like the 50-state quarters, further transforming the appearance and purpose of its currency. Despite its modest appearance, the 1968 quarter tells a story of adaptation and resilience. It shows how a nation responded to economic challenges by rethinking something as fundamental as its money. It highlights the balance between tradition and innovation, preserving familiar designs while embracing new materials and methods. Today, millions of these coins continue to circulate, often unnoticed and unappreciated. Yet each one carries a piece of history, a reminder of a time when the United States faced a shortage of coins and found a solution that would shape its currency for generations to come. The next time you hold a quarter in your hand, take a moment to consider its journey. The 1968 quarter is more than just spare change. It is a symbol of a turning point in American history, a small object with a story that reflects the evolution of an entire nation. The goodbye, guys.